Well, the NPLW registers round 19 this weekend. Both Lions and Mitchelton turn their attention to the Kappa Women's Super Cup semi-final as we meet at Luxury Paint Stadium for tonight's clash. While Lions have a strong lead in the league, Mitchelton have begun to hit their stride, sitting on the cusp of the top four. While that is the state of play in the league, the Cup offers an opportunity for one of these teams to progress to the final, as form guides mean little in ties like tonight. Let's run through the two teams. Lions have named Emily Clark to starting goals. Abby Everts and Jamila Rankin are expected to pair up in the centre of defence, while Zara Kruger joins the starting 11 for the first time in a long time. Mitchelton, on the other hand, have been forced into some major changes. Jessica Joyce gets the nod to wear the gloves, and Natalie Tatham, along with Rachel Fraser, will line up in the centre-back positions. Carla Wilson is a familiar face, starting in the midfield as captain Katie McDonald and Amy Cook are both out due to injury. Plus, with no Kelly Purifoy either tonight, Charlotte Andrew has been brought in to replace the star attacker. We now see the two captains, Rachel Fraser and Tegan Riding, going through the pre-match routines. (14 degrees with clear skies is the forecast tonight. So we are in for a treat weather-wise. And we should be in for a true and honest battle here tonight, as we see Mitchelton and Lions in the group huddle before they do battle here at Luxury Paints Stadium. As I mentioned, Mitchelton coming in a little under strength tonight. They do have a number of players out due to injury, while Lions have the luxury of a lot of depth, and they'll be keen to get off to a red-hot start here tonight. It's win or go home in the Kappa Women's Super Cup, as we will find out who will book their spot in the final. And it's Lions running from right to left here at home. Mitchelton in the away strip of white tonight. And Lions, after playing their card and shooting things forward to start with, did get a little spell of possession. However, Mitchelton will get the first throw in of the evening. Mitchelton have a tough task ahead of them in terms of finding a goal and finding the back of the net, because Lions currently haven't conceded a goal in the previous 270 minutes of football. That is the last 3 games to be exact. They knocked off South United in a 4-0 win, then QAS in a 6-0 win, and then Olympic in a 4-0 win in rounds 18, 17 and 16. So in total, they notched up 14 goals, 4 and 0 against in the league. Whilst Mitchelton may not have that sound record behind them, they have got a win and a draw in their last 2 games. The win coming against Gold Coast United. That was 2-1, as we see Riding shot ride sky high. And then QAS did battle with them at Terralba Park last round, and it was a 1-1 draw in the end. A frustrating night for Mitchelton. They just couldn't get over the top of their opponents. And now the trip to Luxury Paint Stadium. There's Tia Appo making inroads. Appo! Her shot almost miscued, but almost brought in Beck Kirkup. As we see Appo just flick things over the top, away she goes. On the outside of the foot, looking for that far post. Beck Kirkup in the vicinity. But in the end, it was not falling the way of Lions. An opportunity, however, for the home team. Jessica Joyce starting in goals tonight for Mitchelton. 4th year a part of Mitchelton FC. And she signed her first senior contract this season. Emily Adams is the usual goalkeeper who starts the majority of matches for Mitchelton. However, Tony Skinner has opted for the number 21 instead of number 1. Emily Adams, of course, a great Stevie, member of the ACT Academy of Sport. She was a part of the Canberra United youth team. And tonight she'll find herself on the pine. And Charlotte Andrew looks to play Genevieve McDonald in. Andrew just a little relaxed with her touch. And now Lions back on the ball. Tatham. Holt. Away to Gemma Burton. And then back to Tatham. As they recycle the ball through Jessica Joyce. And now Ellen Gett. Surrounded by Lions. She can't quite move her way out of that one. Karen Bassis spots the run of Tegan Thompson. Thompson wins out in that duel, and then Tia Appo can't quite get around Samantha Roth rather. As Thompson will find Riding, can't turn her defenders. Karen Bassis. Appo. Now Everts playing through the lines. Kirkup can't quite get a touch on the ball. However, Lions pressure forces the turnover. They've had a tough run to get to this stage, Lions. They notched up a 1-0 win in the round of 32 against Gold Coast United. And then, while Grange was a favourable victory as they notched up 10 goals in that match, they then faced Eastern Suburbs, which went all the way down to a penalty shootout. As Tia Appo keeps the ball in play. And that penalty shootout ended 4-3 in the end after a 1-1 full-time scoreline. Emma Starr opened the scoring for Eastern Suburbs. Beck Kirkup equalised. And then penalties from Cowes, McGilligan and Skeers helped ride home Lions in that shootout, whilst Ellie Chappell came up with 2 major saves and finished off her penalty to officially win that match. So it was a tight run thing in the quarterfinal, a 10-0 win in the round of 16 and a 1-0 win over Gold Coast United, who have been their closest rivals in recent years. Now it's Mitchelton's turn to try and dispose of the current holders of the Kappa Women's Super Cup. They got over North Brisbane in the round of 32. And then Rachel Fraser it was, who starts in the centre back position tonight. She managed to get on the score sheet in a 1-0 win over Kapalaba. That was their round of 16 tie. And then in the quarter-final match, they won 4-1 to defeat Gold Coast Knights. That was after extra time. The full-time score was 1-1. Callie Purifoy with a hat-trick and Carla Wilson also the goal scorer. So both teams needing extra time in their quarterfinals. As we see a long-range effort. Tegan Thompson with the throw in and finding Riding, who decided to unleash. Here's Kirkup. Riding, lays it off for Kruger. Zara Kruger has options ahead of her. And uses that left foot for Karen Bassis. It was lovely play from Riding. And then Zara Kruger just holding up the ball. Karen Bassis making the run. And in the end, it was a misguided attempt. But nonetheless, an opportunity for Lions as we reached this 10-minute mark. Neither side really with an outstanding chance to date. They both just feel each other out and try to play themselves into this semi-final. Riding's ball for Kruger. Natalie Tatham does her job, shields it over the dead ball line, and that'll result in a goal kick. As I mentioned, Mitchelton in a major injury crisis at the moment. From their original starting 11, Callie Purifoy, Katie McDonald, Kelly Giddis, Tyler Harrison and Amy Cook all ruled out this week as they were unable to get up for this semi-final. And on top of that, Captain Emily Rebello, along with Danielle Barnett, both have been ruled out for the rest of the season as they were initially signalled to come back over the last 2 weeks from major injuries. Danielle Rebello doing her ACL last season. Sorry, Danielle Barnett rather doing her ACL last season, and Emily Rebello injuring her hamstring at the start of the year. And while they were destined to return during this period, they have both been held back by re-aggravating their injuries and not passing the required test. So they'll be out of this side for, you'd assume, the remainder of 2023. And right now, with the injuries that Mitchelton have, they've had to dig deep. They do have quality in the depths, and they'll need to shine tonight as Lions are back on the ball. Riding gets it away to Appo. And Appo's cross results in another goal kick. So it's going to be a tough task, not only tonight, but moving forward for Mitchelton. As we are only roughly just over the halfway mark of the season. Riding. That was a uncharacteristic touch from the number 10. And Emily Clark, who was promoted from the top side, was promoted from the under-23s rather to the top side. She was formerly a part of Logan Lightning. Has made her way to Luxury Paint Stadium, where she got the nod this year, graduating from the 23 system. And Ellie Chappell, who was named the Lions' most consistent last season, will get a brief spell tonight. And it's an opportunity for Clark to get some minutes under her belt. And that's a lovely pass, releasing Teakle. Teakle finds Kirkup. Now O'Keefe rushed into a decision, and in the end she didn't make the right one, as Carla Wilson has Kirkup on her tail. And they once again settle into a nice passing possession game. Mitchelton not under pressure to go forward or turn the ball over. Andrew not getting the rub of the green on that occasion, as Jamila Rankin will be set to take the free kick. Quite the CV, Jamila Rankin. Young Matilda, a part of the under-20 Women's World Cup. And she's in the heart of defence tonight for Lions. She also made her A-League debut in 2020 for the Brisbane Roar. So a handy addition to this Lions lineup, as Genevieve McDonald just halted her run, and she wasn't able to accelerate once again to find the well-weighted pass. Kirkup just overrunning the pass, or rather riding, probably putting it behind the run of Kirkup. Now Tatham once again looking for Genevieve McDonald. She was Mitchelton's under-23s player in season 2022. One of the sparks for this Mitchelton attack tonight. Zara Gruger finds Kirkup. It's Tia Appo darting infield, and Jessica Joyce comes out to claim that one. There's a chance there for Lions. And that's a well charged down effort by Carla Wilson. She's got numbers in the box. Emily Clark just a little lackluster in the clearance. And now Teakle will get up and under things. Well, it was great pressure from Carla Wilson, key member of last season's promotion with Mitchelton. And she has experience in the US college system. And that was a fantastic effort play from the number 7. Now they have the ball back here. Mitchelton, Charlotte Andrew. Shut down by Tegan Thompson. And now Karen Bassis for Appo. The ball staying in play as Appo will try and target Karen Bassis. However, it's Ellen Gett that ends up with things. Charlotte Andrew putting the gas on. And Jamila Rankin not phased. She does very well to guide the ball over the dead ball line. So as we approach the 20th minute, or the completion of, Lions and Mitchelton both not roaring through the gears. You may say they've been conservative in their play, and we've seen passes lead to mistakes, which have led to some opportunities. It just hasn't been free-flowing from either side yet. Mitchelton, despite the number of key outs, have definitely turned up to play. And as far as Lions are concerned, if they thought they were going to walk away with things and find themselves in the final once again, well, they are mistaken, because Mitchelton aren't going to give it up easy. Thompson cuts in field. Now she bends the ball as Zara Kruger is the one on the run, and Natalie Tatham once again follows suit and hand her the ball to Jessica Joyce. Natalie Tatham, of course, with plenty of A-League experience, a former member of the Brisbane Roar. And in the recent A-League season just gone, she was a part of the Melbourne victory. And slotting into this centre-back position at Mitchelton quite nicely. Tyler Harrison, who is usually joined alongside by her. She re-signed at the beginning of the year with Mitchelton. However, does find herself missing tonight, and that's where Rachel Fraser comes into play. It's her third year, a part of Mitchelton FC, as we see calls for a free kick, and they oblige as we catch it on the replay. Roth diving forward, and then Tara O'Keefe just getting caught up with Samantha Roth. It's number 11, Natalie Tatham, to take the free kick. This could work out well for Mitchelton. As Tatham delivers, and it's headed away. Now Lions will look to counter. Riding making the run. Tegan Thompson looking to find her, and Riding's touch just letting her down at the crucial moment. As we see Mitchelton throw an attack of their own. Jamila Rankin nods it down for O'Keefe, but there's Burton. Ellen Gett can't quite win the ball back. Bassis out muscling her opponent. Now Riding will be doing well to keep the ball in play. As Southwest Queensland Thunder have put 6 past Caboolture. So that's a hefty result in the FQPL 1. Not too often you see a 6-0 scoreline in the leagues. Kirkup from range. She had some options ahead of her, Beck Kirkup, but instead liked the feel of her boots as she unwinds. And Jessica Joyce not in any bother as she watches it fly over that goal, but there's another shot had by this Lions outfit. Kirkup it is once again. Playing it off for Teakle. Missed the majority of last season with injury, Beck Kirkup. However, prior to injury, she was a key cog, a part of that Lions unbeaten run. And Tegan Thompson tries her luck. And she gets a similar result to Beck Kirkup and Tegan Riding, in the sense that the shot doesn't reach the target. And the members up in the car park watching on behind the netting. Quite the view from up top, you would imagine, as we see quite a healthy crowd in tonight at Luxury Paint Stadium on this Saturday night. Of course, the Lion men's playing last night up against Raw Youth. And now the women's in action tonight. Thompson will opt to run it out of trouble. Now Amy Forrest. Tatham along for Lucy Holt. Get. Does exceptionally well to beat her defenders. Ellen Get, current member of Canberra United in the A-League and a future Matilda scholarship holder. That was a lovely bit of trickery to get out of that tight situation. It's Tara O'Keefe hunting for the ball, hunting for possession. Riding. Playing a lovely ball for Tia Appo, and it's Samantha Roth getting back in time to make the challenge. A fantastic bit of play by the right back for Mitchelton, just reading the game, spotting the run of Tia Appo and getting a foot involved. That saved a certain shot, quite possibly Lions' best opportunity to hit the front. And Samantha Roth not on her watch. Coming up in a big play for Mitchelton. However, it's Lions still on the attack. This time it's Tegan Thompson trying to get in and behind the defence. Kruger, fouled by Charlotte Andrew. Quick free kick taken. Zara Kruger, along with Macy Edward, Tia Appo and Ariane Skiers, named in the 2023 FQ state team to head down to Victoria in July. So great honours for the young Lions. It's an opportunity to get some experience under their belt whilst representing their state. Macy Edward not a part of tonight's lineup, but Appo and Kruger, of course, in the starting 11. Ariana Skiers missing out too tonight. However, has been playing recently for the starting 11 and the top side. And now it's Riding who gets the goal, but it won't count as she is offside. Lions thought they had the breakthrough. Jamila Rankin putting it on a dime. And while Riding got the better of Jessica Joyce, the defence for Mitchelton hold on. And they are saved by the flag. Just about as close as it gets to hitting the front and going behind. But neither happening here, right now, as bit of luck on Mitchelton's side, perhaps. And riding just a little too eager in the end. And Ellen Gett flicking and floppering one way and now the other as Carla Wilson runs out of room. She got the better of Abby Everts. Riding. Playing it over the top for Tia Appo. Just a little too eager once again. The attack from Lions. Tia Appo, another one promoted from the under-23s to the top side this season. Young attacker who wears the number 9. Getting plenty of guidance from Tegan riding along with Beck Kirkup, I'm sure, in that front three. There's plenty of experience between the two of them. And while Amy Gunston has made way for Tia Appo to start tonight, she's another one of those attacking threats that Lions pose. Whilst for Mitchelton, Talia Sanders starts on the bench tonight. She's been in touch of good form and had plenty of minutes over the recent weeks. As Jamila Rankin just uses her body to push Andrew aside. Kirkup. Here's Beck Kirkup. Riding's in the mix. But Rachel Fraser holding up her defensive duties. Here she is again, Fraser. As Mitchelton can't quite deal with the danger. This time it's Holt that looks to clear. And now Thompson turns away. And Tia Appo on her heels for that little pass. As Tegan Thompson had the intention of putting it through for Appo. Karambassis getting plenty of touches tonight. Riding, spinning away, and the pass just a little too much for Tegan Thompson. So it's just not quite clicking at the moment for Lions in attack. They have scored 66 goals in the league this season, and they've only conceded 14, giving them a goal difference of 52. They've picked up 49 points from 18 matches, 16 wins, and the solitary draw and solitary loss to go with their run. It's Karambassis looking to receive it back from Riding. Karambassis going to ground, and we're going to have play stopped here for Tiana Karambassis. North Queensland product, plying her trade with Lions in the NPL. And of course here tonight in the Kappa Women's Super Cup, as she seems to be A-OK. And if those stats aren't enough to favour Lions in this one, then their home record is quite simple. 13 wins, 0 draws and 0 losses. So they've got it done at home this season. And they last dropped points 2 months ago. So it's been a long time since they've been off the pace, Lions. And Mitchelton certainly have a job on their hands, but one they are capable of, as Ellen gets the pass away for Roth. Karen Bassis. Kirkup trying to link up with Tegan Thompson, but once again the pass just too far out in front. And while Lions are on a decent winning run, the streak currently for Mitchelton is 1 loss in the last 9 games. So that's something to hang their hat on coming here tonight. As Charlotte Andrew, who played across goal, Emily Clark, not too bothered or fazed by the proposition ahead of her. However, their away record, Mitchelton, 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. So quite an even square, but a mixed bag in some sense too. And when they did meet at the start of the year in round 1, these two in the NPLW, that game did result in a 2-1 win to Lions. That was on the 12th of February, a Sunday afternoon, where Callie Purifoy opened the scoring in the 3rd minute, which was a great start for the away side, but Tegan Riding and Beck Kirkup both with goals, edging Lions back in front, and they were able to hold on in the end. However, here's an opportunity, and Charlotte Andrew couldn't find Carla Wilson. You heard the anticipation rise around Luxury Paint Stadium. We see another massive scoreline in the FQPL. This time the FQPL 1, it's North Star 5, South United 0. So North Star really clicking into gear. Appo. Just didn't have the power in her shot as we are ticking down towards halftime. Still 0-0. Lions with the better of the chances, however not creating an abundance of them, while Mitchelton have had their moments. It hasn't quite looked to threaten Lions so far. Tegan Riding called offside in what was a goal, however obviously ruled out due to the flag being risen. Everts will have to turn away from goal. Now they've got the field position. What can Mitchelton conjure up? They won't get the throw in on that occasion. Kruger. Now here's Thompson. Driving inside, Tegan Thompson. Looking to find Beck Kirkup. However, Lucy Holt does a tremendous job. And now Genevieve McDonald keeping the ball in play. Charlotte Andrew roaming into a forward position. Andrew tries to turn. Kruger will clear. Tatham. McDonald. It's Fraser trying to pick a pass. And now the shot from Carla Wilson will flash to the left. But a promising passage for Mitchelton. Carla Wilson off that left boot. Flying through the air in the process. And that would have been a massive momentum swing if they would have found the back of the net there, Mitchelton, right on the stroke of half time. However, it's Lions back on the attack. Tegan Riding lining up. And Jessica Joyce getting her body behind it. Kruger. O'Keefe. Rankin. Appo. Teakle. Now it's with Kirkup. Trying to spin her way out of trouble. Once again, Mitchelton force Lions to cough up the ball. And going into half time, while they may have felt their backs were against the wall heading into this one, the away side, I'm sure they'll have a major confidence booster, as Tony Skinner will be incredibly proud of his side holding out Lions so far. And going to half time, 0-0 in the Kappa Women's Super Cup semi-final. You just never know in the Cup. And while Mitchelton sit 5th in the league, Lions sit 1st. It's a square ledger at halftime. A second half awaits where it promises plenty. We'll be back after these messages.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Pride themselves on delivering top-quality FIFA regulation compliant goals. Each goal is made from durable, high-density, thick aluminium and then finished in a white powder coat. To provide quick delivery, Vito Sports stock all goals in this range within their Brisbane distribution warehouse, allowing customers to quote, order and deliver in a matter of days. If you'd like to inquire about the Vito Sports goal range, email us at admin@vitosports.com.
back to the second half, ladies and gentlemen, of our semi-final tonight. Half-time score, Lions 0, Mitchelton 0. Remind everybody, on Wednesday night on TV, they will be the draw for the next round of the Australian Cup, with our NPL being now in the final 32. Friday night, they will also travel to Gold Coast night to play in the semi-final of the Kappa Series. Well, our girls will go to Mitchelton to play round 4.
Welcome back to Luxury Paint Stadium. The second half is ready to get underway. 0-0 the score. Both teams with a chance to progress to the final of the Kappa Women's Super Cup. And we're underway for the second 45. Will we need 90 or will we need more than that? 0-0 is where we sit. And I'm sure both sides will be keen to get it done early on. As Charlotte Andrew looks to find Genevieve McDonald. Tegan Thompson will attempt to keep the ball in play. And now Emily Clark comes out to secure the size 5 football. Sizes up her options as they will play out from the back. Lions. Riding. Kirkup. Some quick feet between the 10 and the 7. And now it's Tia Appo, who's offside in the process. So Lions, for the third time tonight, bringing the flag up and hindering their chances of a goal. This is the third meeting between these two, and they do meet again in round 19 of the NPL. That'll be next weekend on the 1st of July. Mitchelton will host Lions at Teralba Park. They'll end up playing each other 5 times throughout the year as the header goes wide. Beck Kirkup with her hands in her head. As you hear the ahs from the crowd, Beck Kirkup rising high and just pushing it past the post. And an opportunity for Mitchelton, for Lions rather. Karen Bassis. And now Everts allows the touch to escape her, but she manages to reel it in. Now Burton will look for support in Holt. Tatham put under pressure. And it's a cool bit of work by Natalie Tatham, as there was an inch perfect pass into space, allowing Mitchelton to get on the ball. And the free kick going the way of Mitchelton. we see the collision here, it was Carla Wilson along with Zara Kruger in the contest. And Carla Wilson just coming off second best. She's slow to get to her feet. Now Andrew, Ellen Gett. Her space and time closed down in an instant. And now Tatham cuts off the supply to Riding. Here's Charlotte Andrew. Trying to break through that Lions defence. Kirkup flying pass. Here's Gett. Lions once again turning over possession. It just finds the feet of Mitchelton. Tara O'Keefe colliding with Lucy Holt. And now Gemma Burden trying to shuffle the play across. Here's the delivery. Away by Everts. Now Ellen Gett won't have the legs, but she does shut down the clearance from Kirkup. And while these two teams do play next weekend at Tarawa Park, the last meeting at Tarawa Park was in round 10, a 1-all scoreline at full time. Tegan Riding scored her 200th goal in the 37th minute, and Ko Yamamuro equalised just before half-time. That was in the 43rd minute. A special night for Tegan Riding. 200 career goals in the NPLW. She did it in some fashion as she dribbled past Emily Adams to finish it in the back of the net. And then Ko Yamamuro just receiving a pass that sat up for her. And while she was a good distance out, she took the strike on and bent it past Ellie Chappell to find the back of the net, and neither side could be separated in round 10. Lions claiming the round 1 win, and now the Kappa Women's Super Cup will decide who takes home the next victory before next weekend, and then they of course match up again later in the year. Here's Tia Appo trying to find Riding. Tatham in the position to clear. Tegan Thompson with a lofted ball. Now Madison Teakle. Kirkup. Kruger and Carla Wilson once again go at it. This time it's Wilson that wins the duel. However, Lions still on the front foot. Karen Bassis lining up. Appo. Thompson. Still going, Tegan Thompson. It'll be a corner for the home side. We haven't had many corners tonight. Now the opportunity presents itself as Kirkup once again going for the delivery. Karen Bassis applying a significant amount of pressure. And Well, Tiana believed the ball should have been the way of Lions. Instead, Lucy Holt will assume the throw. Andrew, once again cornered by orange jerseys. McDonald stepping up to Jamila Rankin, who then finds Karen Bassas to play out of the space. And it's a free kick for Lions. And while Mitchelton are giving this a red-hot crack, last season they were knocked out in the Kappa Women's Super Cup. That came in the round of 16. They went down 5-1 to Olympic. So far I'm sure they'll be happy to have a semi-final berth, along with the state of the game at current. 0-0 against the ladder leading Lions in the league. Of course, the second semi-final is to take place on the 8th of July at 1:30 p.m. at Paradise Park. MA Olympic up against South United. That'll occur in 2 weekends' time. And that's an opportunity for South to once again enter the final, as they faced up against Lions last year. That took place at Goodwin Park, a neutral venue for the grand final. And it was a 4-0 rout to Lions on that night. Gunston scoring, Ryden getting a goal. Cannon Clough also found the back of the net. As now Ryden shot, forced the save by Jessica Joyce. And what a save it was. Riding, put it out in front of her and got the shot away, but Jessica Joyce, too good in the end. She's had the best of chances, Tegan Riding. One she did make the most of, but the flag was up. As we see the corner welled in. Ellen getting the initial contact. And now a goal kick for Mitchelton. So the winner of this one will have to wait 2 weeks to find out who comes out on top between MA Olympic and South United. And whilst we have to wait too, we've got a good thing going right now in this match. A close contest. Lions not having it all their own way. Mitchelton holding up a fight and being stubborn in their play. Karen Bassas. And that delivery will have a little too much on it once again. And not to mention, 8 of the 9 remaining league games for Lions this season will all be away from home. Their next home game isn't until round 27 of the NPLW. That will be against South United. That is the last round of the year, as Luxury Paint Stadium will turn into an official training ground for the Nigeria women's side, who will contest in the Women's World Cup, the FIFA Women's World Cup this year, in 2023 here in Australia. So while it's exciting, we do have the World Cup coming to our shores. It is Lions who have to make way, along with Olympic, as they won't have Goodwin Park as a home. Due to the national teams taking over. Now it's back Kirkup, cutting inside. Kirkup looking for options. And in the end, the shot may have been the better. As Beck Kirkup just tried to lay it off. There was white jerseys back in time. Now riding, they had them stripped on this right-hand edge, but they just couldn't get the ball out there quick enough. Get. Now Gemma Burton with a lovely ball over the top. Gives something for Genevieve McDonald to chase. O'Keefe runs into a very strong challenge from Rachel Fraser. Now Charlotte Andrew picks the pocket of Tegan Thompson. Ellen Gett has a wipe. Andrew trying to get the better of Thompson once again. And she does well enough to earn her side a corner. So each minute that ticks by is each minute that ticks by for Mitchelton, they just gain a little more hope. And gain a little more confidence. As Carla Wilson is there. Jamila Rankin gets it clear, and now Tegan Thompson brought to ground, and our first yellow card will go the way of Samantha Roth. As we see here, just catching Tegan riding late. Tiana Karambassis just making her point clear, but in the end, Mitchelton still earn themselves a free kick. Natalie Tatham once again behind the ball. What type of delivery does she offer? It's in the mix. It may land here. Ellen Gett gets a shot away, and it's ever so close. Flashing past the right-hand upright. A chance gone begging for Mitchelton. Here's the replay. She did well to get a shot away, as Emily Clark couldn't deal with the danger. And it just fell at the lap of Ellen Gett. What a moment for Mitchelton, as that's their best of the night. And they're oh so close. They were oh so close to hitting the front and turning this game on its head. All things considered, it would have been a tough task with a full-strength Mitchelton team turning up here tonight, but with the amount of outs on their list, a mountain turned into Everest. But they are more than willing to grit their teeth and turn up here, Mitchelton. Holt. Andrew trying to get around and find the space in behind the defence as Tegan Riding's touch eludes her. Forrest riding the challenges. Fraser. Ellen Gett, who's becoming more and more influential as this game goes on. She's worked hard all night tonight. Now Georgia Gibson will replace Genevieve McDonald.
Substitution for Mitchelton.
Forrest.
Georgia Gibson replaces number 27, Genevieve McDonald.
Turns the ball over, but Mitchelton still have it in their grasp. Lucy Holt gets a pass back for Gett. Tatham just off balance as she looked to pull the trigger. So the first change of the game made. As I mentioned, Genevieve McDonald off, Georgia Gibson on. So some fresh legs for the away side. Here's Forrest winning the ball. Now Gibson. Gett playing the ball forward for Gibson. Tegan Thompson back there, and was the shove hard enough? Yes, it was. Tegan Thompson will go into the book. Or it looked as though the yellow card was coming, but instead it would just be a free kick. And an opportunity right here, right now for Natalie Tatham and Mitchelton FC. Tatham's delivery into the back post. It bounces around before it's cleared by Kirkup. Calls for a handball. We'll have to watch the replay back. As Tatham's delivery was headed clear by O'Keefe. Some Mitchelton members were protesting. But another little moment to write down in the storyline of this match. Wilson. Gibson. They're really coming into their own, Mitchelton. As they'll knock up another corner. So they've had opportunities from dead ball situations. Natalie Tatham taking the bulk of the free kicks and causing one or two dramas for the Lions defence. It'll be Carla Wilson with the corner on this occasion. Carla Wilson stinging one in. And now Samantha Roth with the opportunity. However, just mistiming the shot. Couldn't keep it down. As we have a check on the replay. Up and over it went. And riding her last few touches haven't been very kind to her, just running out of room or running into trouble. As Mitchelton have tightened the screws defensively. They've had the run of play in the previous little section of this match. And now Lions finding themselves on the attacking front. They haven't been down this end for a while. Jessica Joyce had to get there quick, otherwise Tegan Riding was ready to pounce. Now Linkett will have a strike, but the free kick comes. Charlotte Andrew was the one fouled. As we see, Everts couldn't quite get the clearance, and she came in on Charlotte Andrew. Tatham, low and hard. Karen Bassis wraps that left boot around that ball. As Mitchelton have a strong foothold at the moment. They've found a bit of rhythm as they string passes together. They've made it hard for Lions to get out of their own end. But now they manage to do so as Kirkup keeps the ball in play. Karen Bassis back for Kirkup. Teakle. O'Keefe. Kirkup. Misguided. You'd think at the moment for Mitchelton it'll be Ellen Gett. She's looked the most likely so far to get Mitchelton ahead. As for Lions, Tegan Riding is the obvious option. However, Beck Kirkup has had her moments. Here's Ellen Gett for Mitchelton. And on the bench, Talia Sanders is an option for Tony Skinner to turn to, as she can link up play quite well and cause problems. And the changes will now come from both teams. Lions have a full set of substitutions to be made. Amy Gunston on, Megan McGilligan on, Kelly Cowes on.
Substitutions for Mitchelton number 10, Talia Sanders, and number 29, Camille Falcon replaces number 13, Gemma Burton, and number 30, Charlotte Andrews. Substitutions for Lions, number 40, Andy Dunstan, number 3, Anna Coward, number 2, Kenneth Clark.
So the changes have been rung, and I do apologise. Megan McGilligan, I did mention, made her way on. Instead, it wasn't the number 12, it was the number 2, Cannon Clough, who has the ball and finds Gunston immediately. Here's Clough. Get. Bring it out of harm's way. So just as we thought, Tony Skinner turns to Talia Sanders, and he also adds Camille Falcon to the field. While it's Gunston and Clough who have entered the fray for Lions. Kelly Cowes is also manning up in the centre-back position. So 5 changes made in total. And it looks like we're going to have a red-hot finish at the end of this one. The closing 10 minutes ticking down. Gunston looking to get the ball in behind, and Jessica Joyce once again out to claim it. However, Natalie Tatham in a spot of bother. This could be a big moment for Mitchelton. The star defender going down. As I mentioned, already a long injury list. Purifoy, McDonald, Giddis, Rebello, Harrison, Cook, and Barnett. And now if Natalie Tatham joins that long list, Tony Skinner must be looking to the heavens, asking when will we catch a break? Well, it's not only a major storyline in this match in the terms of the season, it could be big news for Mitchelton. We will monitor Natalie Tatham. As play will resume. Gunston losing out to Roth. Now Cannon Clough picks out Megan McGilligan. Tegan Thompson trying to find the right pass, the right player. Rankin for Tara O'Keefe. And it's headed away by Rachel Fraser. Natalie Tatham back out on the field. So she seems to be okay to carry on for now. As it looks like it's that left leg just giving her some problems as she's still bending it, stretching it. She may have just copped a cork. Ten minutes remaining in the Kappa Women's Super Cup semi-final. Lions v Mitchelton. 0-all the score. Gunston! Well, much like Beck Kirkup's chance, it was Amy Gunston on her own, leading the way above the pack. That's another Lions chance to put in the book. Kelly Cowes reefs it forward. Hasn't she had a performance tonight? Been in everything good for Mitchelton. Plenty of touches. She's been the spark in attack. And she had the best looking chance. However, she just couldn't convert when she was called upon. But besides that, it's been a all-star class performance as Tegan Thompson will make her way off, and it's Emily Bowman.
Substitution for Lions for Emily Bowman, replacing number 6, Tegan Thompson.
So Lions bench now completely empty, apart from Ellie Chappell, the goalkeeper. And it's 3 fresh faces for Mitchelton in Falcon, Gibson and Sanders. However, since the substitutions have been made, Lions have turned momentum. They've managed to swing the pendulum back in their favour. McGilligan, Clough, Riding. O'Keefe can't get there. Now it's Bowman. Stopped by Holt. Gunston! Amy Gunston with the goal to hopefully put Lions into the final of the Kappa Women's Super Cup. Just when it looked like extra time may be on the cards, Amy Gunston with a moment to remember in the 84th minute. She pulls it out of the fire and now throws the challenge down to Mitchelton. It's up to you. Will they progress to another final? Well, Will Mitchelton have a right of reply? That says a lot more than well done. It says we are going to extra time. The substitutions paying off for Rob Askew. Amy Gunston, one of the fresh faces, and the one to get the goal. Cowes lays it off. And now O'Keefe spotting the run of Cannon Clough. Here's O'Keefe riding, trying to progress things. Now Jessica Joyce only knows one way, and that's forward as fast as possible. Carla Wilson. Ellen Gett. Back for Wilson. And Carla Wilson's going to have a shot of her own. Emily Clark not having to move. McElligott does well to work her way out of trouble. Tatham Gett with a subtle touch for Roth. Now Sanders trying to profit from the deflection. Forrest. Natalie Tatham covering up as Riding look for Gunston. Not long remaining now if Mitchelton have a comeback in them. Lions will be looking to manage this game to finish at the 90. Riding turns her defenders. Now Ellen Gett, does she have the legs against Tiana Karambassis? Karambassis does tremendously well. She was sure to stop Ellen Gett from making any more ground. And it was a solid effort as Natalie Tatham will push her way up forward. We're not going to die wondering, Mitchelton. And number 24, Holly Vidulich, replacing Lucy Holt. As we see Tatham, here's a chance for Gibson, and Georgia Gibson finds the equaliser in the 89th minute. What a moment in the semi-final. Georgia Gibson, the substitute, breathes life into this semi-final. Stunned, shell-shocked. Luxury Paint Stadium doesn't know what hit him. Just as it looked like Lions would land the spot in the final, it's Mitchelton who have something to say about that. And it's Georgia Gibson who gives hope, who gives belief, who gives life. Tatham will resume forward after the goal as McElligott looking for Tegan Riding. The Lions have a goal to fight back with. Riding ran out of room as the 90th minute will tick over in seconds time. And then it'll be up to the referee's discretion as to how long stoppage time will hold. But an extra half an hour looks to be on the cards. Natalie Tatham for Gibson. And then it's Holly Vidulich. Forest. Is there still a chance for Mitchelton? Here's Bowman. Now the pass finding Gunston. Gunston just holding it up, and then Gunston's shot will be drilled at Jessica Joyce. McElligott up against Vidulich. Now Riding. Lions slowly crawling back. Gunston just misdirected her run. As we see Riding pick up the ball with some space. She cuts back onto her right foot. And then Gunston was shaping towards the far post, started back on the inside, but in the end, read it wrong. Riding. Just plays the ball to no one bar Jessica Joyce. As both teams seem to be crawling towards the full-time whistle. And they have conceded that extra time will be required. After 90 minutes, it's a 1-1 scoreline, and we will have 30 minutes to decide the winner of this semi-final. And if we can't get it done in the next 30, penalties will be upon us. But for now, it's Lions 1, Mitchelton 1. It was Amy Gunston in the 84th minute who found the lead for Lions. But then Georgia Gibson in the 89th landed the equaliser. We'll be back for the resumption of extra time as it's Lions 1, Mitchelton 1, with it all to play for. Here we go. Extra time in the Kappa Women's Super Cup semi-final. First v fifth on the NPLW ladder cannot be split. And it's 15 minutes each way to help decide who progresses to the final in the Kappa Women's Super Cup. We're about to find out as Tatham will launch the ball forward. And Emily Clark will be forced outside of her 6-yard box. While the first half, both teams took a while to find the pace of the game as they were working each other out, just trying to click on their own terms. The second half brought a bit more consistency and flow until it was Amy Gunston that lit up this match, pouring some fuel on the fire. And while she doused it up, it was Georgia Gibson who really got things going with a goal to level the scores. 1-1. Tony Skinner must have been in delight, while Rob Askew would have been shaking his head, as all they had to do was see out the final 6 minutes lines. But instead, we've got an extra half an hour for you on this Saturday night. And if this little period of extra time cannot decide the winner, penalties will be the next port of call. McElligott launching it forward now. Forrest, who's played the whole 90 minutes. It'll be a big effort from her in the midfield. It'll require plenty of energy if Mitchelton want a chance, as Amy Gunston puts it in front for Tara O'Keefe. Here's Megan McElligott. Vidalich struggles to clear. Karen Bassis immediately tees up Kruger. Gunston, Clough, Kruger, now riding. And Georgia Gibson's touch just lets her down, as it'll be a throw in for Lions. They look to turn up the pressure. Tatham once again shields the ball over the dead ball line. Well, they're used to this, Lions. In the quarter-final, they went to the penalty shootout to decide the match after a 1-1 full-time score against Eastern Suburbs. And they weren't able to find any goals in that extra time period. While Mitchelton are also quite used to proceedings, as their quarterfinal up against Gold Coast Knights ended in a 1-1 scoreline, much like this one. However, they were able to put 3 into the back of the net in the extra time period. Callie Purifoy was a hat-trick here on that occasion. She is unfortunately out tonight. Riding for McElligott, and Megan McElligott finishes it off for Lions, and in extra time puts the home side ahead. Tegan riding with the break in play, and Megan McElligott just trucking down the centre third, finishes it off. The best possible start for Lions in this extra time period. And once again, the challenge is handed straight over to Mitchelton. As McElligott lays it up. And Tegan Riding in a bit of trouble as Amy Gunston missed the shot. Here's Karen Bassis's ball for Megan McElligott. Tegan Riding back to her feet as we speak, but just getting tangled up with Jay Delefs. And there's Amy Gunston unable to capitalise. Now Riding! Jessica Joyce didn't have to move. Karen Bassis making the run. Georgia Gibson will cut off her chances of getting to that ball. And Gibson wins the goal kick. Some tired legs out there at the minute. While Lions had the luxury of making a bulk substitutions, Mitchelton have many who have lasted the 90. Now will be asked to go that extra half an hour in play. Natalie Tatham receiving treatment in the second half as she copped a knock. And she remained in the field of play and continued on. However, I'm sure she'll be feeling it as here she is in the final third. Lofting it up and going to ground was number 37, Ellen Gett. As we see it here, Natalie Tatham floating it to the back post. And a collision between Clough, Clark and Gett. It'll be a drop ball. And Emily Clark will pick up possession. There were whispers from the Mitchelton technical area asking for the ultimate, which would be a penalty in that situation. However, the referee waved it on. O'Keefe runs into trouble. As Tatham looked to pinch her pocket, but it's Jessica Joyce who ends up with it eventually. The balcony still packed, of course, watching on in anticipation. I'm sure the home fans will be pleased with the Lions' reaction in this extra time period. As McElligott gets it to Karen Bassis. Now here's Tatham turning. Tatham picks up Gibson. But Karen Bassis does a sound job to cut out the pass. The opening 10 minutes of extra time has whizzed by. It's been quite quick. And from a Lions perspective, quite profitable. Megan McElligott on the score sheet. One of the substitutions in the 90 minutes, making her impact felt in extra time. Just like Georgia Gibson did when she came onto the park, finding the equaliser. And now here she is again, McElligott, keeping things in play. Despite the arguments from the Mitchelton players. Now Gunston for Cloth. O'Keefe riding, brings the ball under her control. Karen Bassis. And Tatham and riding, going toe to toe. And in the end, the free kick is blown for Lions. Interesting setup here as Lions stand in the wall. They'll lay it off back for Tegan Riding. An unorthodox situation there as Zara Kruger. Gunston, McElligott whipping it in. It's a bouncing ball. Riding couldn't get her foot around it. And now Gett will play out. Lions almost finding another. It was just out of Riding's reach. There's now Cowles. Lays it off for Clough. And here's Forrest. Gibson. Back for Falcon. She does well to ride the challenges of Bowman. Clough interjecting. Now Ellen Gett. Once again, a major focal point in this Mitchelton attack. However, her pass is snuffed out. Gunston has support in Riding. And McElligott, it's Riding. Now McElligott. It just couldn't sit for her. Oh, Emily Bowman. Standing her ground and copping the full brunt from Camille Falcon's challenge. A free kick given. Here's Tara O'Keefe attempting to get behind the Mitchelton defence. Not long remaining in the first half of extra time. Megan McGilligan hitting the front with Lions in the 95th minute. As 1-1 was the score at the end of the 90 minutes. Now here's a chance from a corner for Lions. It's headed away and dealt with as halftime in extra time is here. Tony Skinner with one last chance to give his side all he's got in an attempt to get them over the line as Lions hold the lead in the Kappa Women's Super Cup semi-final. We'll be back for the last 15 minutes of extra time to see if Mitchelton can send this into penalties or potentially win it, or will it be Lions who holds on? It's a quick turnaround. Not long for drinks in extra time. And Lions will get us started for the second period of extra time. Straight away, they look to get on the front foot. Pulisic. Runs into trouble as Clough lands the cross right on Megan McGilligan's head. Now riding, jostling with Tatham once again. Ellie Tatham this time will stay in a bit of bother, and she looks to walk off the knock as Riding and her exchange a high five. Gibson lays it off for Ellen Gett. This is all or nothing now for Mitchelton. Cannon Clough with a little too much power on her cross. Tegan Riding and McGilligan were in the pitch-up. They weren't in the vicinity. And now it's up to Lions to hold out and secure the win, as they're in a similar position in the 90 minutes. But Georgia Gibson took things to the next level An ensured extra time followed the 90. And they won't be looking to make the same mistake twice. Whilst on the other hand, Tony Skinner have been rallying the troops, hoping for a reaction right here, right now. As there's a chance opening up, Talia Sanders with the fresh legs, putting on the pressure. Kelly Cowles it was to clear. Riding up against Fraser. Sanders barging into Kruger. And then Jamila Rankin stops progress. And much to the displeasure of Mitchelton, the free kick is blown. Riding. Here's Riding, and it's Ellen Gett who receives the pass from Riding. Unintentional, of course. Forrest. Falcon. Clough coming out to shut down the attack. Karen Bassis is forced into an error. So it's 5 minutes and some remaining in extra time. And remaining in this match if Mitchelton are unable to find a goal. Here's Riding. Whipping it in. Fraser clears. Riding a little slow to get up. And now Latham. Looking to get the pass away. Just rush things a little. Cowles. Cool and calm. His Lions are on the move. Kruger. Karen Bassis. Fraser once again back there to clear. Lions coming home with the wet sail. Here at Luxury Paint Stadium, Mitchelton doing all they can to turn the tide and turn this tie. That'll help. They need every bit of luck and some if they want to send this into a penalty shootout. Forrest. Gibson was the receiver of the pass. However, the space was tight. Now Riding. I'd love to know how many touches she's had tonight. She's been in everything, and especially any attacking move that may have counted for Lions. She has been involved as Tara O'Keefe gets in a bit of a duel with Jade Deathlefs, and Tara O'Keefe now receiving the yellow card. As the intensity Starting to rise a touch. There was an awkward little moment there with Jade Deathlifts and Tara O'Keefe. Jade got up smiling while Tara much the opposite, and now Tegan riding, just asking the question and receiving the answer by the looks of things as play will get back underway. Bowman with a tremendous job getting back there in time. Now the home crowd asking for a throw in. Ellen Kett. It was flirting with the touchline. Here she is again. Get looking to turn nothing into something, as the ball is at the wrong end for Mitchelton right now. O'Keefe, McGilligan, riding, and Gunston in the mix, and a goal kick is called. So they got to go from coast to coast. As there is not a lot of time left, and the touches are tied ones right now for Mitchelton. Riding, falling. Here's Gunston. O'Keefe lets it roll. Bowman hits the crossbar. It's bouncing around. Gunston gets ahead to it, and then Jessica Joyce lands on it. Oh, so close to sealing the deal, as Emily Bowman's shot off the woodwork, and then Joyce eventually fell for it, as we see Ellie Chappell getting ready to come on. Ellen Gett can't quite win it back. She does get a foot in eventually. Sanders hands the ball back to O'Keefe. Riding, Gunston, riding, going down. It's all happening here at the moment, as Gunston finds riding, and then Jessica Joyce along with Fraser get tangled up. And now Rob Askew just ensuring he dots all of his I's and crosses all of his T's. First choice goalkeeper Ellie Chappell will make her way onto the field just in case of a penalty shootout, while Emily Clark sees her night come to an end. Now riding. Jessica Joyce collects. She encourages her side to move forward and get up the park. Sanders gets the nod away for Gibson. Support arriving. Gibson just trying to sum up the situation. And then Karen Bassis makes the challenge. Fraser tips it up. Tatham. And the shot there from Vitalic. Had high hopes, but it just wasn't to be. And Ellie Chappell will take all of her time to resume the match. Tatham still hustling and going into the 119th minute. Here's Riding. And that's an easy one for Jessica Joyce to pluck out. Gibson. Falcon. Her pass intercepted. McGilligan squares things off. Here's Bowman. Tatham winning the ball back. Under immense pressure. Get. Here's Roth. Amy Gunston in pursuit. And Sanders goes to ground. The shot off the crossbar from Holly Vitalic. Was that the moment for Mitchelton? Holly Vitalic grabbing the shot and just putting it over the top with the help of the crossbar. Ellie Chappell seemed to be resigned to the fact as extra time is almost up. And a free kick will go the way of Lions as Jessica Joyce has seemed to overstep the mark on her goal kick. After retrieving the ball, she has put her foot over the line. The linesman has picked it up. And Lions will have a free kick. As extra time comes to a close. An eagle-eyed linesman spots the overstepping from Jessica Joyce, and Tegan Riding, along with Megan McGilligan, stand over things as it's a 2-1 lead. Whilst extra time has expired, added time will see us out from here. It's going to be Riding as it rises over the top. Lions are too good as they will advance to the final of the Kappa Women's Super Cup and take on the winner of MA Olympic and South United, who will battle it out on the 8th of July. It was Amy Gunston in the 84th minute who put Lions in front. Gibson equalised, and then Megan McGilligan in the 95th minute gave us the 2-1 scoreline. It's all over as Lions We'll head to the final. At full time in the Kappa Women's Super Cup, Lions 2, Mitchelton 1. Good night.